Sports High School Football Section 4 Championship, the Corning East Trojans versus the Union-Endicott Tigers, is brought to you by Auto Sport by Jerry, Policy Mart Insurance, Eureka Camping Center, Limited Collector, Safari Pets, Alberta's of Corning, and AJ's of Elmira, Verts of Endicott, Broome County Stop DWI, and Kite World.
Good evening, I'm Doug Wright along with Jack Chewy, and welcome to Endicott's Ty Cobb Stadium. Tonight it's the Section 4 Bowl 1 Championship. Union-Endicott and Corning East. UE comes in with a very impressive record, Jack, of 9-0. They're ranked #1 in the state, number 24 in the entire country. Corning East 8-1, not getting the high acclaim, but Corning East has a strong football team. But can they beat UE tonight?
Doug, I think they can. I think what Coach Holden and the Trojans have to do is to forget about things that have happened prior to tonight and really try and do away with the home field advantage and focus in on the things that they have to do to be successful in terms of getting to Cornell next weekend.
Well, I got to get you on the spot on this one. What do you have to do to be successful against UE?
I think you got to play great defense and not commit any turnovers. Jarvis Shields and Norris and Marcus Wilson, Waters the quarterback. You have to stop Union-Endicott's offense, I think, to have a chance.
Should be a good football game. It's cold and it's brisk out here. Don't take Jack's attire as any indication of the weather tonight. It should be a good football game. UE and Corning East, the kickoff is coming up. Along with Jack Chewy at Ty Cobb Stadium in Endicott, New York. Corning East has won the toss. They've elected to receive. UE kicking off from right to left, and the Section 4 Bowl 1 Championship is underway. Long kickoff taken back at the Corning East 7-yard line. Slippery field out there. We alluded to the fact that it wasn't the best weather conditions tonight, and you see it already had an effect on the first play as East can bring the ball back just to their own 17-yard line. So East will go on offense, 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. And on offense, Corning East will start with quarterback Frank Amos. He wears number 18. Fullback Duke Kimball will line up in front of him. He wears number 30 with Dan Perillo as a tailback. Dom DiNardo is a starting flanker. He wears number 22. The split end is John French, and the tight end is Tony Rucco. On 1st and 10 from the 17. Handoff straight ahead. That's Dan Perillo on the carry. He gets about 3 or 4 on the play.
Split backs is a little different look for them. Corning East predominantly runs out of the eye. I don't know if they've seen something after scrimmaging them earlier in the year or not, but kind of an interesting play. Reverse pivot, quick hitter.
Good for 5 yards on the play, and we mentioned at the outset that Corning East would have to control the ball on offense. You want to keep it out of the hands of that UE high-powered offense, and Corning East will want to control the ball and get gains like that on 1st down throughout the evening. 2nd down and 5. And Amos, the quarterback, will keep it himself and get about a yard or 2, and that's it. It'll be a 3rd down situation coming up for the Trojans.
Ran it back to the tight end that time, and he kept it. UE looks tough defensively. Having seen them once this year against Johnson City, they play good defense down here, Doug.
UE's defense along the front 7. John Volakovic, John Randisi, Todd Cayley, Dave McCulloch, and Craig Monroney, with the linebackers Bill Carlini and Steve Earle. On 3rd down, handoff goes straight ahead, and it's not enough for the 1st down. Good defensive work along the front line of UE.
Looked like they tried to trap that, Doug.
They didn't make the 1st down. It's going to be a punting situation for the Trojans, and you know that they would like to get a 1st down or 2 under their belts before they'd have to punt the ball away. It was not to happen, and UE would stand to get the football in good field position right now.
Sure looks like field position is going to be in their favor.
Dom DiNardo is back to kick. He's standing at his own 11-yard line on 4th down and 1. He gets the snap. There's the kick, end over end, short. It comes down in front of Ben Prussia, takes a couple of bounces, and it will be a good Corning East bounce all the way down to the UE 38-yard line. That's where the Trojans will go to offense after a 36-yard punt and no return.
Yeah, I think that was a good point, Doug, that one thing Coach Holden and the Trojans really would have liked to have done is pick up a couple of 1st downs and keep the orange and black off the field.
Here comes UE to the line on 1st down and 10 from the Tiger 38-yard line. Chris Waters, the quarterback, out of the wishbone. He gives the handoff straight ahead, or did he keep it? He faked the handoff ahead and kept it on the right side. He picked up about 2 or 3 yards. Good defense by Corning East on the play. To stop the wishbone is an awful tough thing.
Sure is, especially Waters. He'll take the ball, and wherever he sees daylight, he's gonna break it up, and he's done that so well all year long. He doesn't necessarily try and get to the corner and turn it up. Wherever he sees daylight, as I said, he's going to attack you.
2nd down and 7 from the UE 36. The handoff goes to Jarvis Shields. Right side, he's brought down after a pickup of 3. Shields averages much more than that per carry. Actually, he averages 12.5 yards every time he touches the football. So when you hold him to 3 or 4 yards, you're doing good.
Sure do. This is the big play right here.
They've got a 3rd and 4 coming up for the Tigers. And look for him to take something out wide. Use the speed of either Jarvis Shields on the left side, halfback, or Marcus Wilson on the right. Waters. He keeps the football straight ahead, following Paul Norris's fullback, and he's right near 1st down yardage. Although I think he's going to be short by about a yard. We're going to have to punt the football.
Well, I tell you, I think that if I were Coach Holden, I'd be extremely happy. That first possession, 3 downs and out, get a chance to get your offense going again and possibly pick up a few 1st downs, and more importantly, keep those guys off the field.
So UE will have to kick the football away, and there's the boot. Good high kick, and East will take it back inside its own 20-yard line. Not much of a return, and the Trojans will go to offense. 1st down and 10 from its own 22. So neither team able to move the football in its first possession, and Corning East will try it all over again. There's the starting defensive unit for Corning East, but we're looking at their offense right now. And they have it 1st down and 10 from their own 23. A lot of guys go both ways, though. You'll see a lot of the same names. Handoff straight ahead. And that's Dan Perillo. He gets about 3. Now we'll get a look at the offense. There it is. Frank Amos, the quarterback. Duke Kimball and Dan Perillo behind him in the backfield. Dom DiNardo's the flanker. Also a very good lacrosse player is Dom DiNardo. This team came 1 win away from winning a state championship in lacrosse last year. Dom DiNardo, a key part of that team. John French, a split end, and Tony Rucco is the tight end. And it's 2nd down and 6 for Corning East from their own 26. Amos will pitch to the near side. Around the corner, here's Duke Kimball. He's got some room. There goes Kimball across midfield before he's finally brought down.
Interesting play, Doug.
We'll take a look at this one more time, Jack. How did this one develop?
Interesting play. They put twins out to the left. They bring it back to the tight end. They let the defensive end go, block the person responsible for the pitch, and you can see what happens right here.
I think that was Tony Rucco with a good block. The tight end there just drove out.
He arced and let the defensive end go. Amos pitched the ball, and they did a heck of a job running downhill at UE.
Great play. They have it in UE territory. 1st down and 10 at the Tiger 48. Split backs behind the quarterback. Amos has the snap, handoff straight ahead. That's Kimball again doing a lot of work. He fights his way down to the 45-yard line.
Short trap, Doug, been real effective for Corning East over the years. And I think it's a play that Coach Holden and his staff are looking for to keep Union-Endicott honest tonight.
Duke Kimball, the workhorse for this team. There you see some numbers on him. 92.3 yards per game, and he picked up a big chunk just a little while ago on that big run to the outside. East has the ball. 2nd down and 8 from the UE 45-yard line. Amos holds on to the football, but what a tackle. Great play by Steve Earle, who busted in to pull down Amos behind the line of scrimmage.
Excellent play. Counter option, where they faked a dive to the near side of the field, and then he reverse pivots and never had a chance to pitch the ball, never had a chance to do anything. And that's what you really want to do from a defensive point of view as far as defensing the option.
There's a look at that UE defense, and they are one of the tops in all of Section 4. UE's tops in a lot of categories, or near the top anyway, when you have a record of 9-0. 3rd down and 9. Amos is going to try to throw the football. Fires left side, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tony Rucco, the tight end. So it'll be 4th down, and Corning East will have to punt the football.
Interesting series, Doug. First down, some success with the option. You know, if the ball had, the ball was catchable. You know, and I think they'll probably come back to that play later on. They also released a back out of the backfield, which could prove important to him a little bit later.
Ben Prussia, deep along with Marcus Wilson. They're standing back at their own 15-yard line, awaiting the punt from Dom DiNardo. DiNardo has it, and here's the kick. This is a low-line drive, returnable. Prussia has it, runs to the near side. Fumble, ball's loose, and Corning East has got it. The Trojans have got the football in great shape at the UE 25-yard line. Looked like Derek Meal made the recovery. We're going to take a look at this one again. What a hit was made on Ben Prussia here, and the ball came loose.
Here's that low-line drive. Great coverage. Here comes Prussia. Might have the ball in the wrong hand, Doug. We try and encourage, or we always try to encourage our running backs to get the ball to the field, and you can see why. He took the shot with the ball rather than with his body that time. Put it on the ground.
Derek Meal on the recovery. Corning East has the football in great shape. First down and 10 at the UE 26-yard line. Thomas under center has the snap. He'll keep it himself up the middle and pick up about 4 yards. Interesting play.
Counter option again. They faked a dive to the near side of the field. He reverse pivots, and he ran to daylight very well that time.
Corning East with a chance to take advantage of a turnover here. That's something you're going to have to do if you want to beat Union-Endicott.
Definitely.
Can't let these things slip away.
Now every possession is critical.
Second down and 6. Straight ahead over left guard across the 20-yard line. Gain of a yard or 2. I believe it was Perillo on the carry. We'll see as they unstack. It'll be third down and 6 for Corning East. Well, it'll be a lot shorter than 6, more like 3rd and 3. Matters of official timeout. Let's talk about that turnover, though, Jack. We briefly mentioned that when you get an opportunity like this early in a football game, if you don't get the score, it might be something that can demoralize you.
Well, again, that's absolutely true. I think that Corning East they want this one so bad that they can taste it. And again, it's one of those valuable possessions that you really want to take advantage of.
Big third down play, 3rd and 3. Hand off to the deep back. He's got the first down across the 15 to the 13-yard line of Union-Endicott. Dan Perillo had plenty of room on the right side, and we don't see many people blow UE off the football like Corning East just did on that play.
No, you talk about offensive line surge. Corning East definitely won the battle up front on that particular play.
Dan Perillo, he's their short yardage guy. He's got 15 touchdowns this season. They give it to him when they get down close, so they need that short yardage. First down and 10 for Corning East inside the UE 15. Thomas keeps it, gets a couple. Good job by the middle of the Union-Endicott defensive line. Looked like Dave McEllick was in on the play.
Yeah, Mahalik and Carlini did a good job reacting that time. Carlini, the linebacker, and Mahalik, the right tackle.
Corning East can put some numbers up on the board. They beat EFA 42-0 did these Trojans, and Elmira Free Academy has a tough football team. You don't score 42 points against them unless you're a solid offense. Here's Perillo. He fights his way inside the 10-yard line of UE, down near the 8s, but it'll be another big third down play coming up for the Trojans.
They seem to be having great success running back to the tight end. Perillo would have planted that outside foot and broke to the middle of the field. He may have been standing in the end zone.
We mentioned Perillo. He also kicks extra points for this team. He has 30 of those. 1 2-point conversion and 5 field goals for 137 total points. And you saw that he is number 3 in scoring in Section 4. So he finds a way to put those numbers on the board. We'll try to find a way to get a first down here. 3rd and 6 from the UE 8. The quarterback, Amos, fumbles the football. It's loose. Let's see who's got it. Corning East got the ball back, but they're well short of the first down. It'll be a 4th down coming up for Corning East, and about 4 or 5 yards for a first down. And we'll see if they elect to try to kick a field goal here. And
they dodged the bullet that time, Doug. I think Kimball jumped on that ball. Tough angle as far as field goals are concerned.
Corning East coach Randy Holden decides to go with a field goal attempt. Dan Perillo, we just mentioned how he can kick the ball well. Here's the kick, it's up, and it is good. 3-0 Corning East on the field goal by Perillo. From 22 yards away, and Corning East strikes first. Trojans on top of UE 3-0.
Well, I think it's extremely important, Doug, after that critical turnover to get something on the board. I'm sure they would probably, Corning East would have preferred a touchdown, but I think to score first down here, home field for Union-Endicott is, I think that's pretty important psychologically. Time will tell, however.
So Perillo nails the field goal from 22 yards out, and Corning East has struck first. The Trojans lead Union-Endicott 3-0. Taking advantage of the fumble off the punt, getting 3 points out of it. Sure, they'd rather have had 6, but they'll take the 3 and have the early lead over Union-Endicott. Now, Perillo does not kick on the kickoffs. That is Chris Child teeing it up, number 24 for the Corning East Trojans. Back deep is Jarvis Shields, so watch out, the ball lands in his hands. There's the kick. It's a short pooch job, and UE will not get much of a return out of this one to the 32-yard line. Bill Scott made the grab. He's a 6'6" tight end. He caught that ball and didn't advance it too far. Corning East will have the football in good field position. The UE offense, Chris Waters, the quarterback, Paul Norris, the fullback, Marcus Wilson and Jarvis Shields, two guys who can run with the football and run fast. At the halfback spots, Ben Prusha, the tight end. And there's the offensive line for UE, a very strong one at that. First down and 10. Paul Norris straight ahead gets a yard or 2. Corning East defense doing the job so far on UE. The Tigers have a lot of big people on an offensive line, but sure, it's early on. But Corning East has gone head-to-head with them pretty strong here at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 9 for the Tigers. Here's Waters going to throw the football for the first time. He's got Prusha out there. Some contact, incomplete. Boy, they...
Little timing pattern there, Doug. Waters just lofted the ball up in the air. Prusha, being a great athlete that he is expected to run under it, use that great jumping ability to bring the ball down. Fortunately, the wind blowing the way it is, timing patterns probably are going to be difficult tonight.
Derek Meal on the coverage for Corning East. It looked like the two bumped at one point when the ball was in the air, but I guess they figured it was incidental contact. Third down and 9 for the Tigers. We'll see if they go up top one more time. Waters, the quarterback, will go on the counter play to Jarvis Shields. Breaks a tackle. He breaks another, and he's out near the first down. Oh, what an athlete Jarvis Shields is. Dom DiNardo brought him down, but it's very close to the first down marker. We're going to take a look at this one again. And Jarvis Shields did this one on his own.
Sure did. He's just so tough. You really have to wrap him up. Here's the hit here. You gotta put him. Shields a type guy that you're probably better off tackle him high. Got those big thighs, and he's such a powerful runner from the waist down.
Well, he's about 1.5 yards short of the first down. They'll say his knee hit before he reached that point, and it'll be a punting situation for UE when the second quarter begins. The first quarter is in the books, and it's a good one if you're a Corning East fan. Our score after 1, the Trojans 3 and Union-Endicott nothing. We'll be back at Ty Cobb Stadium in Endicott right after this. Corning East taking advantage of a miscue on a punt when Union-Endicott return man Ben Prusha coughed up the ball. Derek Meal landed on it. They drove down, and Dan Perillo nailed a 22-yard field goal. So it's 3-0 Trojans. First down and 10 from their own 20. Handoff on the left side, and nothing new in that time. A swarm of black jerseys bring down the ball carrier, Perillo. And he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Tried to come back to the tight end that time again with the dive play. Corning East runs their own version of the option. we've said in the past, the dive, that first phase of the option, is extremely important, and they've had pretty good success up to that point.
Second down and 10. No gain on the previous play for Perillo. Amos, handoff, right side, straight ahead. This time it's Kimball. He gets a couple. Third down situation coming up for the Trojans.
Field position's been interesting in the fact that we really haven't seen Amos throw the ball yet. He can throw the ball pretty well. This may be the time to air it out.
Well, we'll see what happens as Frank Amos brings his troops up to the line. Backs in the eye behind him for this third down and 6. Amos back to throw. Fires right sideline. He's got a man incomplete. A jarring hit to knock the ball away. Eric Hottenstein just blasted the receiver, DiNardo. The ball came loose, and Corning East will have to kick the ball away. Check that it was Rucco who was not able to hold on for Corning East, and the Trojans will have to punt. Great play, though, by the UE secondary, because he had that football, and it was jarred free. Fourth down and 6, line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line of Corning East, and here's the punt from DiNardo. Twisting spiral, comes down to Marcus Wilson right side. He's got a little bit of room. Breaks one tackle, but can't break number 2 or 3, but gets the ball up near midfield. And Union-Endicott will go on offense, first and 10, just shy of the 50-yard line. UE has not been able to move the football yet in this football game.
Not really, Doug. Great field position, however, just short of midfield. A lot of times it's like two heavyweights kind of spilling each other out in the early going. We'll see what happens with UE on this particular series.
Well, Corning East hasn't landed a knockout punch yet, but they have got a jab in. They lead 3-0 on a field goal by Dan Perillo. First and 10. Here's Waters to the far side. Loose ball, bad pitch. DiNardo picks up the football. Corning East will have it inside the UE 40-yard line. Big play for the Trojans. We're going to take a look at this one again.
Here you see Waters, and we have somebody on the quarterback, and you have somebody on the pitch, forcing Waters to make just a bad pitch that time. And when you run the wishbone, you have to live with the fact that you're going to make a bad pitch every once in a while. They're going to come back to that play, and it's going to be a good play for him before the night's over.
We tried to get up to Marcus Wilson, but the pitch was way wide for him. Corning East with another break. First down and 10 at the UE 40. Amos is going to throw. It looked like he wanted to go for it all, but he dumps it off instead, complete. Inside the 25-yard line, Dan Perillo. Great play by Amos. You can see him look like he wanted to load that one up. We'll take a look at it again. And Jeff, I thought he wanted to go deep with it.
A lot of poise. He comes back, people are covered. He scrambles a little bit, and then just dumps the ball out, Perillo. And Perillo gets the ball and moves it upfield and goes out of bounds about the 23 or 24-yard line. Big play.
And how? First down and 10 at the UE 23. Amos straight ahead to Kimball, and he gets 3 or 4 yards, and they'll take that.
Absolutely. Looks like the trap play again. Again, they're in 4-down territory now, Doug, as well. So, you know, that changes things as far as being on schedule and off schedule. You only have to get 2.5 yards per clip if you're going to take advantage of all 4 downs.
Clock moving, under 9 minutes to go, first half. Corning East leading Union-Endicott 3-0. East on the move again. Second down and 6 just outside the UE 20. The handoff goes straight ahead, and this time Kimball has nothing. Lost a yard. It is 4-down territory, but UE has forced a third down and 6 coming up here.
That was a trap, and nothing doing that time. Again, Corning East a little bit off schedule now.
Do you expect a pass here, Coach, or do you ground it out 2 times?
I don't know. I think Amos is in the position now. Everything he does is right.
Let's see what happens on 3rd and 6. He's going to be back to throw. Dumps it off over the middle. Caught. Rucco makes the catch, brought down by John Peaster. But does he have enough for the first down? I say no.
Looks like he's going to be about 3 or 4 yards short.
Great hit by John Peaster. Took him on one-on-one and drove him back. He breaks that tackle, he might be in.
Nice job by Feaster, who was replacing Ange Pasquale. Interesting story about Ange Pasquale. Maybe we'll get to it later, Doug.
Oh, we got time now. What is the story about Ange Pasquale? There's a timeout on the field, and you can get that story in right now.
I just loved his Halloween costume this past year. He was in the neighborhood, and Mr. Pasquale was just stunning in his costume. He was dressed up as a female, and he looked great.
Doug right along with Jack Tilly at Ty Cobb Stadium. Jack, you got all the mud on these guys. He was out trick-or-treating dressed like a woman. That's what you're saying?
Well, it's being a taxpayer in Union-Endicott, I get all the trick-or-treaters, and Ange was there.
And what were you giving out this year?
Mr. Pasquale got whatever he wanted. I didn't want any tricks.
Timeout taken by Union-Endicott. And that defense has given up a couple of big plays to Corning East.
I think that's one of the things, having gone up against Coach Holden over the years. He really doesn't get into a pattern that is too predictable. You know, they'll throw the ball on first down. They'll run the ball on third down. And he's been pretty innovative in the past.
Well, here's a big play. 4th down and 4 for the Trojans outside the UE 20. They're going for it. Amos back to throw. Fires right side. Incomplete. Pass was intended for John French, but it was over his head. Good coverage. UE had 2 or 3 black shirts in the neighborhood.
They sure did, Doug. That was, from an Endicott perspective, that was probably the biggest play of the first 15 minutes of the ball game.
So UE will get the football. 1st and 10 at their own 17. Big defensive play for the Tigers. They trail 3-0. Handoff straight ahead. This is Paul Norris, the workhorse fullback, and the dive play works for about 5 yards that time.
I think it's important UE has to establish some type of consistency as far as offense is concerned. 3 or 4 first downs, although they've been a big play team from a ground attack point of view this year as well.
2nd and 6 for UE. This explosive offense has been held in check in the first half. They still haven't scored yet. Handoff straight ahead. That's Norris for a yard or 2. 3rd down play coming up for the Tigers. Got to credit this Corning East defense. Number 3 overall in Section 4. And they give up only 162 yards a game. So
Doug,
they've
always played great defense, and they seem, at this point, they seem to be winning the battle down in the trenches.
3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Out of the wishbone. Handoff deep back Shields. Right side, and he did not get the first down. Outstanding defense. Shields could not get the first down. And UE will be punting the football again.
Boy, I tell you, from a psychological point of view, every play that Corning East is successful on just pumps them up a little bit more.
Well, it's 4th down and 4. And UE will punt it away. Mahalick's kick is shanked high and short and goes out of bounds on the near sideline. And Corning East will get a bit of a break here on not a very long punt. They'll get good field position. Around the UE 40-yard line, I think they're going to mark this. Inside the 40 even. So chalk up another break for the Trojans. Well, a lot of times you make your breaks.
Yeah, it's, you know, the wind is blowing from right to left towards the scoreboard. Just got a hold of that one.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans. Amos on the pitch. This one's loose. But the East gets it back. Dan Perillo able to scramble back and fall on it. It'll be a big loss on the play for Corning East, though.
Well, when you run a triple option, you got to expect to put the ball on the ground every once in a while. And Corning East fortunate enough to recover that one.
It happened to UE earlier in the quarter, and they lost the football, but Corning East was not able to capitalize. Trojans with the football now. 2nd down and 19 inside the UE 45. Amos is going to throw. Fires right side, has Perillo. Gain of about 5 or 6 as Perillo is hit right away and driven out of bounds. Bill Carlini in on the stop for the Tigers. Only gets a couple. 3rd down 17, and expect Amos to air it out again here. An equipment problem with one of the Tigers, and there's an official timeout on the field.
3rd down and 17.
Trojans not afraid to throw the football. We've seen that here in the first half, Jack.
No, and he, you know, they're not afraid to release backs into the pattern. There's been some 4- and 5-man patterns. UE really hasn't put a lot of pressure on him. I think that's something they probably would have to do as far as making him throw the ball a little bit quicker.
Looked like Bill Carlini had a problem with some tape around his leg there that would hold a pad in place, and I think he's all set now. You know, I talked to Coach Randy Holden earlier in the week, Jack, and he told me that his team was not at all in awe of Union-Endicott. He said it was a very workmanlike atmosphere. The players were just going to go out and do the job, and it seems to be working so far. 3rd down and 17. Thomas back to throw. Throws long down the right sideline. It's incomplete. Very good coverage by UE. John Peaster was one of the 2 men there.
Peaster, the free safety, made a good run after that ball. I tell you what, Amos can throw the ball, Doug. He threw that one about 35 or 40 in the air.
It was intended for Dom DiNardo, and on 4th and 17, DiNardo has a long run back down the field. Now he has to line up and punt it. 4th and 17. Line of scrimmage, the 43-yard line of UE. DiNardo has plenty of time to get his foot into it. Low line drive kick. Prussia takes it at his own 13-yard line. Will try to run it back the other way, but he does not get much, maybe a yard or 2. All those yards were run laterally, Coach.
Yep, got him running east and west, and great coverage. As you said, it was one of those low-line drivers that sometimes you cringe at because those kind can be run back. Great coverage, though, that time.
Corning East did a good job on the coverage that time, and UE will have the football and not spectacular field position. Their own 13-yard line. 4:25 to go. First half, it's Corning East 3, UE nothing. Hand off right side, Marcus Wilson. He's got some room. He breaks the tackle. He's breaking free. Down the near sidelines and driven out of bounds at the UE 43-yard line. Marcus Wilson. They have so many weapons, Coach. You got Marcus Wilson, you got Jarvis Shields.
As we see here, it's just a little counter play. Waters reverses out, and Wilson, the sophomore, with, again, just a great runner, breaks the tackle, and you got to wrap him up above the waist.
Biggest play of the day for UE, 1st down and 10. Here's a quarterback, Waters, running to the far sideline, but he is bulldogged and dragged for a loss back to the UE 38-yard line.
So far, they've just done a great job defending Waters in a triple option. You know, the key is, again, you don't want him to plant that foot and start running north and south, and he keeps running from sideline to sideline, and they string the thing out, and that's the way you play the option.
There's UE's offense. You see, #1 in all of Section 4. Some very impressive numbers there, but this Corning East defense is 1 out so far. On 2nd down, here's the handoff to Marcus Wilson. Another big game. Wilson is down the left sideline. He could go. Touchdown, Union-Endicott. Marcus Wilson. UE has a 6-3 lead. Marcus Wilson just uses speed to get away.
Same play they ran a couple of minutes ago with Wilson, only broke it back to the far side of the field. And once this youngster gets in the open, I don't think too many people are going to catch him.
Well, just after we showed you how UE was the #1 offense in Section 4, boom, there goes Marcus Wilson. 56 yards for the touchdown. Here's the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Matt Beers nails the extra point, and UE has taken the lead on Corning East 7-3 with 3:31 to go in the first half.
Well, Doug, you know, we've seen Union-Endicott twice now this year, and you just got the feeling that it was, you know, a matter of time before one of the thoroughbreds was going to break something for either a long gainer or for a score, or just getting it into Corning East territory, and that's what happened.
The defense was holding UE and holding UE and holding UE, and all it takes is a couple bursts of speed from Marcus Wilson, and all of a sudden the Trojans find themselves trailing by 4.
Well, they sure have it, too. Wilson and Shields, they get into the secondary, and they got all the moves.
Some other bowl game scores from today. Shenango Valley knocked off Elmira Notre Dame in Bowl 2 this afternoon. 20-12 was the final score there. In Bowl 4 this afternoon, Hancock, a winner over Lansing, 32-27. And in Bowl 3 played last night, Walton, in a big way over Tioga, 35-6. Here at 7-3, Union-Endicott over Corning East with 3:31 to go in the first half. Matt Beers will be kicking the ball away to the Trojans. And he squibs it along the ground. That's a live football, but Corning East falls on top of it at their own 40-yard line. How do you figure that play, Jack?
It's kind of interesting. By the way UE reacted initially on the kick, it almost looked like they were trying an onside kick.
Well, if they were trying it, it didn't work. Corning East will have it first and 10 at their own 40.
No, it didn't.
I don't think East has any speed burners back there. They're worried about breaking one on them, so
No, I don't think so either. And with 3:22 to go, maybe Coach Angeline wanted to try and get the ball back and go in for another score. Confident in his defense, I know.
First down and 10. Here's a deep back. Perillo gets a yard or two, and that's it. Tigers defense has toughened up here in the second quarter.
Sure have. Big stick that time by Tony Velakovic.
Second down and 8. And there's a look at the UE defense. A lot of people would say that's one suspect part of this team is the offense is so strong that the defense doesn't get all the headlines. They're pretty strong.
Boy, they've played pretty well tonight and the other times we've seen them this year.
Amos throws. Oh, it's intercepted. John Peaster had it right in his hands. If he held on to that one, it might have been, well, they might have had as many points as he's wearing on his jersey if he held on.
Peaster had visions of sugar plums dancing in his head that time, I'll tell you, Doug.
Oof.
Step away.
Hit him in a bad spot right in the hands.
Yeah.
A lot of times you see that thing, your eyes get so big.
Boy.
It's tough. Still a good defensive play to be there to bat it down. Third down and 8 for Corning East. Trojans may go up top again here. Amos is dropping back to throw. UE on a blitz, fires right side. He has a man wide open. First down to Kimball inside the 40-yard line of Union-Endicott. The Tigers came in on a blitz, and Amos read it well.
We mentioned before, Doug, that they released backs out of the backfield. Here's Kimball by himself, and we said that they would probably come back to this a little bit later, and they sure did in a big way.
I think they rushed 7 or 8 guys on that play, all coming in on the quarterback, and Amos was able to dump it off as he found Kimball moving out of the backfield. Big play for Corning East with 2:23 to go in the first half. The Tigers trying to get the lead back. There are the numbers on Frank Amos coming into this game, or Frank Amos at least. First down and 10. Back to throw is Amos. Under pressure, rolls to his right. Pump fakes, and down he goes after a 4-yard loss.
Finally got some pressure on Amos that time, and I think that's pretty important. It seems if he's got time, he's a drop-back passer. He's got a lot of time to throw the ball. He's more successful. Sometimes a little more difficult when you're on the run, although he scrambles about as well as I've seen anybody this year scramble.
Bought himself some time there and was able to get back near the line of scrimmage. I said he lost about 4. It's more like a loss of 1. Maybe it should have been a loss of 4. Good play by Amos to get away. Second down and 11 for the Trojans. Clock moving, 1.5 minutes to go. First half. Backs of the eye behind him. There's a deep back. Perillo gets 5 or 6 yards. And it makes it more of a reasonable third down play. It'll be third down and 7, but the clock is working against the Trojans right now. 1:15 to go first half, and they're not stopping it. Third down and 7 coming up for the Trojans. And the clock continues to move. Now 1 minute to go first half. And Amos brings them up. Don't be surprised if he throws this play. Bad exchange, the ball's loose. And I think Corning East got it back, though. And they have got it back. But it is fourth down. And the clock continues to move. 40 seconds to go first half. It's fourth down and 7.
UE might be forced to take a timeout here, Doug. I don't know.
Oh, there's been a timeout called by UE. Football right now is at the UE 38-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 7 for the Trojans of Corning East. And Jack, are they going to go for this thing, it looks like? Are they going to try to kick it away, or what do you do? You're down to 37, 4th and 7, 33 seconds to go in the first half. You're trailing by 4.
I'm not sure, Doug. Coach Holden is he's a difficult person to predict. You know, there's different philosophies. You kick the ball, bad things can happen on the snap. Kicker can slip. You get a turnover, and suddenly you use an even better field position. If you don't make it, they got relatively good field position, and we all know what they can do in 33 seconds.
There's a look at the UE Tiger. Right off a cereal box, it looks like, almost. Big crowd on hand here at Ty Cobb Stadium for the Section 4 Bowl 1 championship, and so far they've seen a very good football game. There you see a lot of people coming from Corning, which is a good 70 miles from here for this football game.
Really impressive. A lot of folks. You're right, Doug.
4th down and 7, and Corning East is lined up as if they're going to go for it. Now we have whistles, and now what? Another timeout's been called.
I think what happened that time, Doug, is that Union-Endicott might have been thinking they were going to punt, had their receiving team in, and suddenly Coach Holden crosses them up and comes up in the eye. Maybe we wanted to get its defensive people back in the game.
So that's what they had to do. So UE burns 2 timeouts there with 33 seconds to go first half. Tigers leading 7-3 on a 56-yard touchdown run from Marcus Wilson. Following another 30-yard run or so, he had to set up the longer run there.
Just a pretty run, too, as I think back. He's only a sophomore, too, Doug.
Jarvis Shields, his mate in the backfield at halfback, is only a junior. Here comes Corning East up to the line of scrimmage. I think we're all ready now. 4th down and 7. We waited a long time for this play. Let's see whether it was worth it. Back to throw is Amos. Dumps it off on the right side. Murillo has room. He's got a first down, and he's inside the 25-yard line of UE. Clock stops as they move up the chains with 25 seconds to go in the first half.
If we look at the replay, Amos, real patient, does a great job. Little screen pass out to the right side. Nice call. Doesn't get out of bounds, though. Corning East takes a timeout.
Feaster might have made a touchdown-saving tackle there because he just got underneath the legs of Perillo and brought him down. I think that was the last man he had to beat.
I think so.
So Corning East is taking a timeout here. They say, hey, 25 seconds to go. We got it inside the 25-yard line. There's a look at the crowd on hand here. A very impressive one, as we mentioned. A chilly night out here. You didn't have your jacket on before, Jack, but now you do.
Yeah, I do. You're right. This is just a great place to play, too. I can remember coming here when I was 5th or 6th grade, and there's no place in the Southern Tier I'd rather play than Union-Endicott, I don't think, Doug. Just the tradition and some of the things that they do down here. It's really neat.
Very nice facility. My only criticism, those poles you've been looking at all game that are surrounding the field, but between the stands and the field. Usually at a facility, you'll see the poles behind the stands. Here, they're between the stands and the field. And as you see, at times it cuts into our shot, but not right now, it's not. 1st down and 10 for Corning East. Inside the UE 25-yard line, Amos on the play action. Fires right side, has a man. Inside the 15, down to the 12-yard line.
Doesn't look like he got out of bounds, Doug.
Well, one official is signaling to stop the clock, and the clock is stopped with 15 seconds to go. Tony Rucco made the catch for Corning East, and with 15 seconds left, it is a 1st down for Corning East just outside the UE 10-yard line. There's a player down on the field right now for Corning East. It looks like one of their linemen. 64 is a number I see, and that would be Mike Cummings. So while they attend to him, this clock will stay stopped at 15 seconds. Cummings is the starting center on offense.
It's also the right tackle on defense.
So he's a guy you'd miss if he couldn't come back.
I would think so. I don't think they'd want to lose him. Anytime you lose a two-way starter would be.
It's doubly bad.
Not my favorite thing.
Union-Endicott on top of Corning East 7-3. A very tight defensive football game. Dan Perillo, a 22-yard field goal, got East on the scoreboard first. Union-Endicott has just gone ahead here in the second quarter when Marcus Wilson took off from 56 yards away to give the Tigers the lead. Corning East knocking on the door right now, but time working against the Trojans. 15 seconds to go first half, and Corning East has the football at the UE 12-yard line. Mike Cummings is the injured Corning East Trojan, and now he's up onto his feet, and he's going to walk off to the sideline under his own power. That's good to see.
Yeah, it's always good to see. Looks like he will probably be back.
First down and 10 for Corning East with 15 seconds to go. First half, Trojans trail by 4. Backs are split behind the quarterback, Amos. He's going to drop back to throw. Under pressure, dumps one off right side, incomplete. Inside the 5-yard line, he had a man there, but the pass was underthrown. Duke Kimball out of the backfield was open inside the 5, but the pass landed short. Credit the UE defense for strong pressure that time.
Bill Carlini came on a linebacker game that time, Doug, and really put the heat on Amos. He's real fortunate to get the ball off.
Clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 11 seconds to go. First half, Corning East trails by 4. Now there's been a timeout taken by Union-Endicott. Their third and final timeout. You'll recall they burned 2 of them in quick succession, back-to-back a little while ago on a 4th down play. Now if you're Corning East, Jack, how many tries can you give it here toward the end zone with 11 seconds to go? You do have a field goal kicker in Dan Perillo that can bang them from this distance, I'd imagine. You take one more shot at it and then maybe go for the field goal?
I would think that they try and put one into the end zone at least. You know, if, you know, you try and get the ball inside the 10 if you're looking for a field goal, but I think Coach Holden is really looking for a touchdown. And the big thing is to get the ball, throw the ball into the end zone, then you have a chance.
On the last play, he tried to get it to Duke Kimball, who was open inside the 5, but Carlini made the pressure on the quarterback, Amos, and the pass fell short and incomplete. Since that point, UE has taken a timeout. 11 seconds remaining first half. There you see the score. Got to be impressed with the Trojans here in the first half. A lot of people didn't think the Trojans could stay in this football game. Not you. I asked you before the game, and you thought they had a shot at winning this thing. But when you hear word on the street, they thought that, at least in this area, I'm sure they didn't think this out in Corning, that UE would maybe stomp on them pretty good here today, and that certainly has not been the case.
No, not thus far.
Corning East with a chance to take a lead here. Second down and 10 from the UE 12. Amos back to throw. Carlini on him again, and he throws incomplete. Clock stopped, 5 seconds to go, but Bill Carlini on the blitz forced Amos to throw it away.
Big play by Carlini that time, Doug. They released the backs out of the backfield again, and Amos just didn't have time to throw the ball.
With 5 seconds to go, it would be about a 29-yard field goal from here, and that's what they're going to line up to do. Perillo made a 22-yarder earlier without too much trouble. He made it by quite a distance, so he would have a good shot at making this one, I'd imagine. Snap down and good. The kick is up, and it is also good. Dan Perillo, his second field goal of the night. And with 1 second remaining on the clock, Corning East has cut the UE lead to 1. Corning East able to get some points out of that with the time winding down in the first half. That's something you take into the locker room at halftime with you. Hey, we're only down by a single point here.
Well, I tell you, 7-6. This is a heck of a ball game so far. And you're absolutely right. I think there's a lot of people that didn't feel that Corning East could stay with Union-Endicott.
Well, when you look at common opponents, you can say, hey, Corning East, they lost to Johnson City. And you'll recall in a game we broadcast right here on TV 12, Union-Endicott handled Johnson City very easily. 49-6 the final score was in that game. And
no, you're right there. We also talked about what Corning East had to do as far as focusing in on.
A little squibber along the ground to run the timeout, and the first half is over. Union-Endicott has the lead at halftime. The Tigers lead by 1, 7-6. Impressive showing from Corning East. Union-Endicott, the offense shut down a bit in the first half, but they got it together in the second quarter. It should be a thriller for the next 24 minutes of action. That's it for the half. Our score, UE 7, Corning East 6. Second half action coming up after this. Doug Wright and Jack Toohey back at Ty Cobb Stadium in Endicott, New York. Getting a little chilly up here, but Jack has removed his coat again. He says it's heating up. It's a good football game. We're going to have an exciting second half coming up.
Boy, if the second half is anywhere as good as the first half was, I'll probably be down to my shirt sleeves.
There's a look at the halftime statistics. Corning East with 6 first downs. Union-Endicott with 2 first downs in the entire first half. Who'd have figured that? Corning 20 carries for 58 yards, UE 12 for 101. 68 passing yards for the Trojans, so they have more passing than running. 6 for 13 was the quarterback Amos, as Chris Waters was unsuccessful in his only attempt. Total yards, Corning East has the edge there, 126 to 101, and some interesting numbers. A lot of people wouldn't expect the things to look that way, nor would they expect it to be the way it is on the scoreboard. A very tight football game, 7-6. These Corning East Trojans have an excellent chance of pulling an upset here against the number 24 rated team in the entire country.
Doug, I think Coach Holden and his club has to be extremely pleased the way they played in the first half. As you mentioned, however, there's 24 minutes left to play. Total yardage is a statistic we always like to look at. First downs can be a little misleading sometimes, as I think they are in this case. The 2 big plays, the 31-yard run by Wilson and the 61-yard touchdown run. And in terms of that big statistic, it's still 7-6 in favor of Union-Endicott.
Check out the way all the Union-Endicott, I believe that would be all their seniors, out on the field at the same time before we start the second half.
I think it's, you know, this is absolutely the last game a lot of those seniors will play here at Ty Cobb Stadium. And I talked earlier about the tradition of this place, and that's obviously one of the traditions that Coach Angeline believes strongly in and has done probably every year for the 30 years he's been here.
Corning East will kick off the football to open the second half. And if you are Randy Holden, head coach of the Trojans, you're going to have to try to do a lot of the same things you did in the first half, control the ball and play mistake-free football. I don't believe they had a penalty called on them. I don't believe they had a penalty in the whole first half, now that I think back on it. Very clean football game.
No, I can't either. I think you're absolutely right.
And East did not turn the football over.
No, they didn't. When they put the ball on the ground, they were fortunate enough to recover it, and they have the wind at their back for the third quarter, and hopefully, from a Corning East point of view, they can take advantage of that.
And if you're UE, what do you want to do to hold on to that lead and make it to Cornell?
I think you know, Coach Angeline would like to have 5 or 6 first downs and get the ball at Jarvis. Jarvis has been contained pretty well in the first half. I'm not sure you can contain him for 48 minutes, though.
Well, he's got the ball right now on the kickoff return, and are able to bottle him up pretty well right there as he gets across the 20-yard line to the 21. And that's where Union-Endicott will go to offense after the 20-yard return from Jarvis Shields. For the Tigers, with just 101 total yards offense in the first half, much below their average of 420 yards per game. Got to do a lot of offense in the second half to reach that average.
Well, if any team can do that, it's certainly UE.
The wishbone offense with quarterback Chris Waters. He hands off right side Marcus Wilson. Tried to jump through a few people there and squeeze his way for about 3 yards.
That particular play, Doug, once again, was the play that Marcus had such good success with in the first half.
Including that 61-yard touchdown run. They gave him only 2 on the play, an official's timeout. UE with that 1-point lead. The winner of this football game will meet the winner of Port Jarvis and Monroe Woodbury, who are playing at the same date at Middletown High School down in Orange County, New York. Second down and 8 for the Tigers, out of the wishbone. Here's Marcus Wilson, left side, gets a yard or 2, fights his way up to the 25-yard line. We don't have a statistic, but I don't think Jarvis Shields has handled the ball on offense nearly as much as Marcus Wilson.
No, they tried to go to him early. One of the pitches was erratic. You're absolutely right. I can't remember him really touching the ball much at all. in the first 25 minutes or so.
Wilson has been the man. You see, he had those 2 touchdowns last week against Vestal. A 23-6 win. And here's a pass on the right sideline. Good catch by Wilson before he went out of bounds, and a good throw by Waters as he was being hit. It'll be a first down for UE across the 30-yard line. Here's a second look.
As we look at this, it's play action, Doug, off of the basic wishbone look, and Wilson just flares out of the backfield. Usually he's the lead blocker in that particular play. In this case, he comes downfield, doesn't block, obviously, and makes a catch. They had particular success with that against Vestal last week.
Yes, and Wilson able to keep that 1 foot in bounds. First down and 10 for UE. Waters handoff left side, Shields, fumble. Who's got it? The ball popped up in the air, and Corning East has the football, but the officials agree. No word yet from the officials. Corey Collier has the ball in his hands, jumping up and down, but the officials have not said who has the ball yet. They're giving the ball to Union-Endicott. Here's a look at it again. The ball pops free from Shields. Can't really get a look at who has it, but it looks right there as we stop it. It looks like Corning East has that fumble on the replay.
I'm not sure if they said he was stopped or what, or the whistle had blown.
It looked like Corey Collier had that football, but nonetheless, it's UE ball. Second down and 8. Back to throw is Waters. Fires long, right side, Bruce is out there, incomplete. Hustling back on the coverage, Derek Camille to knock it down. Good defensive play. Bruscia was open out there, but he's throwing into a wind, and that held the ball up a little bit.
Yep, again, the ride pass, fake the ride play to Norris.
There's a flag down.
Bruscia was a good 3 or 4 yards behind Camille. He did a great job to recover and knock the ball down.
There's a holding call coming up against Union-Endicott, our first flag of the day, or night. And they'll march it off against the Tigers.
10-yard penalty against Union-Endicott. Holding.
It'll be a second down and 18 situation coming up for the Tigers, and the ball's marked all the way back at the UE 21-yard line. Corning East almost got another big break. Almost collected on its 3rd turnover. So UE was able to hold on to the ball, but now the Tigers have a second and 18. Waters left side still has it, spins away, and might have lost a yard. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. It'll be 3rd down and a long one for UE.
Doug, they're just doing a great job against the option. They're making, Waters is riding Norris, and then as he pulls the ball out, they're forcing him to belly back into the backfield, which is, you know, from a wishbone option point of view, that's something that you don't want to do. It's like the great circle route as opposed to running a straight line, and they're just doing a super job.
A loss on the play for the Tigers. 3rd down and 21. Waters, the quarterback, back to throw. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Good coverage by the Trojans, and Union-Endicott will have to punt the football away. Ben Pruscia, the intended receiver, got a hand on it, but couldn't come down with it. He'd have been well short of first down yards anyway if he caught that, and there were 2 white jerseys right around him.
Scott looked to be possibly the better receiver of the two. He was behind Pruscia by about 3 or 4 yards, and there didn't seem to be too many people around him, although Corning East had reacted to the ball as it was in the air.
Dave Mahalik in punt formation. That's Dom DiNardo back deep for Corning East. There's the kick, a high one, but a short one. It's going to come down and take a Corning East bounce and be downed at the 42-yard line of Union-Endicott. So the Trojans of Corning East will have the football in great field position, trailing by just 1.
First and 10 for the Trojans.
9:01 to go, 3rd quarter. Union-Endicott out in front of Corning East, 7-6. East bringing up 68 yards in passing in the first half, 126 total, as quarterback Frank Amos brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Backs in the eye behind him on 1st and 10 from the UE 42. Amos back to throw, fires right side, has a man open. That's Rucco, and he's driven out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down. Tony Rucco on the reception, and a nice deceptive play by the quarterback, Amos, who held up all on his hip and hit it well for the defense. Take a look at it.
We take another look here, Doug. They're in the eye, and it's just bootleg action, and they release the tight end across, and he does a great job and gets out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. Great field position.
First down and 10 for the Trojans. They trail by a point. 8:37 to go, third quarter. This is Bowl 1, the Section 4 championship. Handoff left side, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play for Dan Perillo.
By the center of the Tiger line.
They've stopped the run fairly well. Union-Endicott has. The East has hurt the Tigers with a passing attack.
Sure have, and again, I think we have to give credit to Coach Holden and Corning East. They've thrown the ball when they've wanted to, not when they've been forced into a passing situation, which I think is important.
Second down and 8. Back to throw is Frank Ames. Sets up, fires over the middle, tipped up in the air and intercepted. The pass has been intercepted, and UE will have the football back. We're going to take a look at this one again. Steve Earle picked it off for UE.
As we look, straight drop back action. And again, he's trying to throw underneath. The ball is tipped, and that's something you practice, those tip drills. And it's just a great reaction by at that time by Earle on a tipped ball.
Pass was intended for Dan Perillo. It bounced off his shoulder pad area, and the defender got a hand on it. UE has the football off the turnover. Paul Norris straight ahead, gets about a yard. If the officials are generous with the mark. UE up by a point, third quarter, 7:30 to go. First turnover of the game for Corning East. We had just mentioned that the Trojans had been mistake-free, no penalties, no turnovers.
Amish has just done a great job up to that point. The ball was thrown a little bit behind, and as you said, it caught a shoulder pad or a hand and popped up in the air. Great reaction by Earle.
Whistles, officials timeout, and I think Corning East has called the timeout. Yes, they have. Trojans have taken a timeout here. They trail 7-6, but have stayed right with UE throughout this one. And what would you attribute that to, or what's your whole big picture of this thing? This is just a...
I think Coach Holden has done a great job in getting his kids to believe that they can play with UE. And again, he prepares, as does Coach Angeline. Both teams are extremely well prepared. And you can't go by things that have happened in the past. You just have to go by, you know, what's happening tonight. And I think both teams are playing great football.
Especially defensively. I think people would have expected a higher scoring game from these two teams. Both of them have explosive offenses. We've seen UE roll up 49 points against Johnson City. We've seen Corning East roll up 42 points against Elmira Free Academy, two very strong football teams, and now that they're going head-to-head, and we have a 7-6 score as we're midway through almost the third quarter.
Absolutely. You know, to see the score at 7-6 is a little surprising, but certainly a great ball game.
Second down and 9 for the Tigers as we resume play. Pitch on the right side. Here's Jarvis Shields, turning the corner. He's got some room down the sideline, and he's finally driven out of bounds inside Corning East territory at the 48-yard line. Jarvis Shields, the junior, with all kinds of speed.
As we look at Jarvis finally get on track, Waters comes down the line, and for the first time today, the person that's responsible for the pitch actually bites inside, and Jarvis has a nice run lane down the outside before he's finally knocked out of bounds.
He's so fast, he could follow you through a revolving door and beat you out. First down and 10 for UE. Inside the East 45-yard line goes Jarvis Shields on the carry again. Another good pickup. Second down and 4 coming up for the UE Tigers.
Again, running back to the tight end. Shields picks up 4 or 5. Be interesting to see. Corning East has got to draw a line right now and stop UE.
Second down and 4 out of the wishbone. The dive play to Norris. He breaks away from one man still on his feet and lunges inside the 40-yard line down near the 35. That's good enough for a UE first down. That's all second effort and guts from Paul Norris.
Great execution and a great ride on the part of Waters. Waters paid the price a little bit after he handed that ball off. But Norris, again, it's 6 foot, 205 pounds, is a quality fullback for a wishbone attack.
First down and 10. Tigers on the move after the turnover. Here's a pitch right side. Jarvis Shields looks for room, doesn't find much. There seemed to be a seam there, a bit of a hole, but it closed up quickly, and Shields could only pick up 3. Starting to handle the ball more. And that could be a factor here, Jack, because he may be fresh. We haven't seen him carry the ball that much in the first half of the game, or the first 3 quarters almost, and now all of a sudden they're starting to give him the ball, and he seems a step quicker than a lot of people. Duke Kimball of Corning East, the injured ball player, looks a bit shaken up. He's hobbled, and he'll make his way to the far sideline. Another two-way starter, and you don't like to see this happen.
No, that's for sure. It could be a cramp. It could be a lot of things. The temperature being what it is down there, and hopefully it's nothing serious. Neat thing about Jarvis on that particular play is that once he decided that he wasn't going to be able to make the big gainer, he turned it upfield and eventually got 2 yards out of it instead of drifting to the sidelines and possibly losing a yard.
Under 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8 for Union-Endicott. Here's the snap. Waters fires. Oh, it's picked off. Corning East has got the football back. Chris Ettinger on the interception. And Corning East gets his 3rd turnover of the game.
I think Waters would like to have this one back. He's being pressured, and he kind of sidearms it out there.
I don't think he saw Ettinger.
No, I don't think so either.
There's a flag on the play, and the penalties against Union-Endicott. Ineligible man downfield. That will be declined, of course, and Corning East will take over the football. Adjustment looked like the UE Tigers were going to add to their 1-point lead. A turnover cost them, and Corning East has the football back. .5:43 to go, 3rd quarter. Trojans trail by a point. Backs in the eye behind the quarterback, Frank Amos on 1st and 10 from their own 36. On the pitch to the right side, Perillo has some room. Picks up about 7 before he's finally driven out of bounds across the 40-yard line to about the 42. I think they fooled a lot of people with a dive that time.
Well, I tell you, UE came within a whisker of taking the pitch and going all the way. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Carlini, but the option game just frightens me. I'm glad I'm up here.
2nd down and 3 for East. Again in the eye behind Frank Amos. Hand off right side, Perillo. He's got the 1st down. Got a hole on the right side, and he's up near midfield. He didn't look that quick coming up to the line of scrimmage, but all of a sudden he first a bit of speed there to get the 1st down. You notice it that way? It looked like he was going up slowly to the line of scrimmage, looking for his hold, and when he found it, boom.
Great acceleration at the point of attack. You're absolutely right. Once he saw daylight, he seemed to accelerate for the 1st down. He knew exactly how far he had to go.
1st down and 10 for Corning East from their own 47. Deep back Perillo again, and he fights up for a yard or 2 to get near midfield.
Same play. Not quite as successful that time as the time before.
4:20 to go, 3rd quarter. The Trojans of Corning East playing a heck of a football game against the number 24 team in the country, Union-Endicott. 2nd down and 9 from the Trojans. Ball at their own 48-yard line. Amos back to throw. From his own 40, under pressure, he throws, and it's incomplete. Dangerous throw as he was going down. It was batted away by John Randisi. Incomplete. Some fans here want intentional grounding, but I think he had a man out there.
Well, he may have had somebody out there, and he tried to throw it on the way down, and usually you're not too successful when you're trying to do that.
The main guy he had out there was John Randisi, but he was wearing a black jersey.
Yeah. Randisi just batted it down. He was probably in shock.
3rd down and 9 for Corning East. Back to throw is Amos. Under some pressure, steps up, and down he goes.
We got a late flag, Doug. It'd be interesting to see what it was.
Well, the Corning East offense is staying on the field. Was there a late hit there? I noticed when Frank Amos got up, he slapped his hands together and say, yeah, as if you deserve that. Yep, personal foul, UE. And that's a costly mistake for the Tigers. It will give Corning East an automatic first down in UE territory. They're going to mark this thing all the way down near the 35-yard line of Union-Endicott. At the 36, personal foul against the Tigers.
I think that's what drives coaches out of the business, or gives them a lot of gray hair, or makes them old before their time. You have them currently stopped, and then you give them new life because of a penalty.
First down and 10 for Corning East at the 36 of UE. Here's Duke Kimball, right side, fights for a couple. Inside the 35, down to the 33. Second down situation coming up for the Trojans. And it's not too far from now for Corning East to get within field goal range, as their kicker Dan Perillo has nailed two, one a 25-yarder, one a 29-yarder. Both of them look good by about 5 to 10 yards, so they can get about 10 to 15 more here. They'd be in range to take the lead. From the 33 of Union-Endicott, Amos keeps it after the fake to Kimball, and he gets only a couple himself. So there'll be a third down situation coming up for Corning East. Trojans have been more conservative, I believe, here in the second half on their first and second down play selection.
I think you're right, Doug, and that play surprised me a little. They tried it earlier in the first half. It's almost a quarterback counter out of the option. They get the ride fake going one way, and then he tries to step back the other way. They gained about a yard in the first half, and probably a yard or yard and a half this time.
Third down and 6 from the 33 of UE. They're not within field goal range now, so you're looking at 4-down territory. Let's see if they throw here. Thomas with a single setback. He is back to throw on 3rd and 6. Dumps it off right side for Perillo. He has some blockers in front of him, but a great play from behind. Tony Volakovic grabbed Perillo from behind her. He may have had first down yardage. He had the blockers in front of him.
Yeah, it was a little screen pass off to the right side again, and you know, we've talked in the past about UE's team speed, and they have great team speed from a defensive point of view. Great reaction, put them down.
So it's a 4th down and 7, and Corning East has elected to punt. At least they're in punt formation right now. The snap to DiNardo, and he will indeed kick it and angle it toward the far sideline. Takes a bounce and goes out of bounds inside the UE 20. Well, there's a hit there. Look a little bit after the play, but no flag this time. Just a little bit of over-aggressiveness down there.
You got to keep your head on a swivel all the time, Doug, because you never know what could possibly happen, even when the ball's rolling out of bounds.
This line of scrimmage is the 23-yard line, so Corning East did not get much out of that punt. That thing netted maybe 7 yards.
Yeah.
So the Tigers have the football back, 1:45 to go, third quarter, leading by a point. Out of the wishbone, here's Jarvis Shields, right side, picks a hole and finds some room.
Look out.
He could be gone. Across midfield, down the right sideline, forget about it. Touchdown, Union-Endicott, Jarvis Shields.
Just a great play.
7 yards.
Little counter play off the wishbone action.
(13-6) UE. Here's
As we look at it
in.
here, there's the fake to Norris, and then the counter coming back the other way. Great kick-out block on the defensive end, and then it's all Jarvis. There's nobody going to catch him in this league.
No. 77 yards in all. Jarvis Shields for the score, and it's 13-6 UE. Important extra point here now. They're going to kick it. Matt Beers lined up. There's the kick. It's up. And it's good. UE takes a 14-6 lead. Oh, a 77-yard touchdown run by Jarvis Shields.
Well, I tell you, you can run, but you can't hide. Just had a feeling that sooner or later, his speed and just natural talent was going to catch up with possibly Corning East, and that was just an electrifying run.
An important extra point by Matt Beers, so now the best Corning East can do with one score would be to tie this football game, trailing by 8. They need to score and get the 2-point conversion just to tie things up. 1:32 to go, third quarter, plenty of time. We've got a lot of football left.
Absolutely. Corning East Corning East, however, in another minute or so is going to lose the wind, and I'm not sure if that's going to be a factor. The wind seems to be blowing pretty briskly out there still.
(14-6), Union-Endicott. 2 long touchdown runs. Marcus Wilson did it from 61 yards away. And now Jarvis Shields from 77 yards away. And here's the kickoff. Line drive, takes the hop. Dom DiNardo picks it up at his own 13-yard line. Tries the left side, has some room. Good return. It will give Corning East good field position at their own 30. And the Trojans will go to offense, first down and 10. And Jack, trailing by 8 points, plenty of time. No reason to panic right now if you're a Trojan fan or a Trojan player or a Trojan coach.
No, I wouldn't think so, Doug. I think they have to go back to some of the things that were successful with them in the first half. I don't think they're going to give up on the option. We may see that. And I would look for Amos to possibly throw the ball in first down, which was good to them in the first half.
1:27 to go, third quarter. Let's see how East bounces back after the long touchdown run by Jarvis Shields. Amos, the handoff straight ahead. Duke Kimball gets nothing. It'll be second down and about 12. They might have lost a yard or two. The UE defense seems to be getting stronger and stronger as this game wears on, Jack.
I think that's a great point. We both know that the battle in the trenches is extremely critical, and UE seems to be getting off the ball a little bit better than Corning East at this particular time.
Here's Amos, pitch right side. Perillo got some room. And he is in good shape, but short of the first down. He needed the 40, he didn't get it. Corning East uses a lot of players, Jack, that go both ways. So you talk about fatigue being a factor in a tight game like this. It might hurt East a little more than UE. You look at a lot of the UE players, and they are just going one way. That's why maybe the defense seems to be rising to the occasion late here. But that was a fine pickup by Perillo. Big third down play, right side, Kimball, and he's got the first down. Duke Kimball, the fullback, fights his way for a couple. That's all he needed. First and 10, Corning East to keep the drive alive.
That's an important first down. Again, it keeps the drive alive, as you said, and as the third quarter winds down, you got to get the score sooner or later. And I'm sure Coach Holden and the Trojans would much rather get the score sooner than later.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter. Jarvis Shields, a 77-yard touchdown run, has given Union-Endicott an 8-point lead over Corning East. Back at Tykov Stadium at Endicott, New York. Union-Endicott leads Corning East 14-6. East has the ball, and they're moving it, although not necessarily on that play. Game put about 3 up the middle. Duke Kimball on the carry. But the UE defense continues to be stingy here in the second half.
They've been particularly stingy up the middle. The success that Corning East has had has come when they've successfully pitched the ball in that third phase of the triple option.
They've turned things around here, and now it appears that Corning East is working into what's become a pretty stiff wind. That may affect the passing game of Frank Amos. The flag down in the far end zone is pretty stiff right now. Second down and 9. Perillo, the deep back, and outstanding defensive surge. Steve Earle leading the charge, number 35 from his linebacker spot. Steve Earle's had a fine ball game. He had an interception earlier tonight. And now another good defensive play. As you see, the fans here pretty bundled up. It's chilly out here, although you're still got the jacket.
Well, we're out of the wind, too. I think that if I were sitting in the wind, it might be a little different.
Third down and 9. Amos will have to throw into the wind if he does choose to do that, but instead they hand it off to Kimball, and he goes straight ahead just for a couple. That play surprised me. Didn't surprise UE. Fourth down situation, Corning East will punt.
Maybe a bit conservative, but I'm going to be the last guy to second guess anybody ever.
Not an easy thing.
No, it sure isn't.
Corning East will punt, and guess who's back to receive? Marcus Wilson, who scored on one long touchdown run. And here's the punt from DiNardo into that wind. You see the ball hang up there a bit. Takes a hop at the 30-yard line, but takes a Corning East bounce. And good coverage for the Trojans as they get down there and down it at the UE 28-yard line. So DiNardo, a strong punt into the wind. And the Tigers of Union-Endicott will go back to offense from their own 28-yard line, looking to add to an 8-point lead. Expect them to grind it out with a wishbone from this point on, with 10 minutes to go.
8 first downs, I'm sure he would take it.
Yeah, I believe he would. Handoff, and the ball is loose. Fumble, and who's got it? Corning East has got it. Touchdown, Trojans.
Holy cow.
Oh, what a play.
Here's the ride, and it looks like the counter play, and as Waters rode Norris into the line, he just couldn't get the ball out. He put it on the ground and bounced up, and we got 6 the other way.
14-12, and now the decision is, do you go for 2 points with 9:44 to go in the fourth quarter, or do you kick the extra point? Well, Corning East is going to take a timeout and talk about this one. It's decision time for Randy Holden and the Corning East coaching staff. Joe Morgan picked up that fumble and ran it back. I don't know if we can show that to you again or not. But off the exchange, they tried to hand the football off. Chris Waters did. The ball came loose. It was on the ground. And there's a question of whether he was pitching that ball or not, because I think if he pitched the ball and it lands on the ground, you can't advance it. But if it was indeed fumbled, you can advance it.
Well, it looked like both the guards were pulling back towards the press box, back towards us, Doug. So I really think it was going to be the same counter type of action where the initial ride was to Norris. And in the confusion and trying to pull the ball out, it ended up on the ground.
Well, here's a big play.
I would say.
Corning East is going to go for 2, trailing by 2. 9:44 to go in the football game. Thomas, the quarterback. Hits right side. Perillo drops the football. And UE holds.
Big play, Doug.
And guess who's there? Steve Earle of Union-Endicott. He's got to be the defensive player of the game so far for the Tigers. So Corning East is denied, and Union-Endicott holds on to a 2-point lead, 14-12. That's the trio of deep men for Union-Endicott. Marcus Wilson, the near side. Dan Prusia in the middle. And Corning East will kick this one away. And the complexion of this football game has been changed dramatically after Joe Morgan's fumble recovery and return from about 25 yards away. Here's the kickoff. End over end and short. It's run straight up the field to the 35-yard line. Jeff Long on the return for UE. And the Tigers have good field position at their own 35. Same game plan, I guess, for UE at this point, Coach?
Oh, I think so, Doug. They just, again, you got to try and stay away from the turnovers and the bad things that they can lead to. And I think championship teams will do that. They'll make turnovers and they'll make mistakes, yet come back and do the things that they have to be successful.
1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 35-yard line. Counter play left side, Marcus Wilson, but what a hit. Down he goes, and look who made the tackle, the guy who was just shaken up, Duke Kimball. Comes in there and pops him. A minute ago, he was on his back.
Well, he's played a heck of a ball game so far, going both ways for Corning East. That was just a real nice tackle.
Jeez. 2nd down and 12, a loss of 2 on the play. Out of the wishbone, handoff, deep back Wilson. Looks for a spot, doesn't have much, gets a yard or 2. And again, the defense of Corning East is able to hold. That time was Tony Rucco on the stop. 3rd down situation coming up for UE. Do they go up top here? Waters hasn't thrown much all day.
No, he hasn't, Doug. This is, with 8:32 and counting on the clock, this is a big play. They may throw the ball, they may run the option to the wide side of the field.
3rd down and 10. They are running the option wide side as you called it, but Corning East right there to make the play. A flag has come in late. UE is well short of the first down, but let's see what this flag is all about. It was thrown in the area where you would expect an offensive penalty. But let's see about this. They are talking it over with Corning East, so I believe it would be against the Tigers. And it is an illegal block, and it's refused. And the Tigers want to punt the football. 8:16 to go, 4th quarter. The Tigers are up by 2, and don't forget that Corning East has a very capable field goal kicker. That's all they would need to take the lead. Here's the snap. The punt is away. There's a flag down, and the kick is bouncing and goes out of bounds on the far sideline. But there is a flag. The ball went out of bounds at about the 35-yard line of Corning East. Well, let's sort this out and see if they're going to make Union-Endicott punt the football over again. They just might.
Boy, after having, I don't think any flags the first half, Doug, now seems to be that the air is yellow all of a sudden.
And then patches of the ground are yellow. And this one is going to be marched off against Union-Endicott, and it looks like Corning East is going to take the penalty and make them kick the ball over again. And this is an illegal use of the hands call. No, illegal procedure. Gentleman has an interesting way of signaling the penalties. There's a look at that flag whipping. We referred to that earlier. Corning East will be working into the wind, and the kicker, Mahalik, has that wind at his back for this punt. Eight minutes, 2 seconds to go in the football game. Union-Endicott is up by just 2 points. Now they're going to mark this penalty off and get things all set here. All right, here we go. Line of scrimmage now, the UE 33-yard line. And here's the punt. Another good high kick with the wind at his back. Fair catch called for back at the 31-yard line. So Corning East ended up losing 4 yards in that exchange.
Well, sometimes that happens, but I think when you take a chance on a ball going over the punter's head or him slipping, I think it's a gamble well worth taking.
Heck of a punt. 1st down and 10 for Corning East as they come to the line of scrimmage. Ball at their own 31-yard line. Frank Amos, the quarterback. Single setback is Kimball. Now the pitch to the right side, Perillo. Tries to turn the corner. He's knocked backwards, stays on his feet. He saw his legs moving and gets out of bounds, but only picked up maybe a yard or 2, but it could have been a lot worse. Good effort by Dan Perillo.
Did a great job to elude 1 or 2 tackles. Unfortunately, could really never get going north and south on the field.
2nd down, 9 yards. And East will come to the line of scrimmage. Clock stopped at 7:47 to go in the football game. And here's a handoff on a reverse fumble. Ball's loose. Frank Amos, the quarterback, alertly came back to cover up.
Boy,
they're just ahead of Bill Carlini.
I tell you something, Doug. Carlini's been all over lately. He just followed that. It was a reverse, and started out as a reverse, and he just ran a thing down from behind. Outstanding play.
3rd down and 19 for the
loss of 10 on the play, but it could have been a loss of a lot more than that.
Certainly could have.
Could have been the loss of a football game almost.
We may be into gut check time right here. It's 7:13 to go and 3rd and 19.
And working into a wind. Amos with backs in the eye behind him. 2 receivers to the far side. And he is back to throw, but hands on the draw instead to Duke Kimball. He's got some room. He fights his way up across the 25-yard line. That's nowhere near the 1st down. And it's punting situation time for the Corning East Trojans. The UE defense holds well, and you know, Jack, Union-Endicott, I don't believe, has been in a football game. It's been this close, this late in the game all season. So it's interesting to see how they react to the pressure, because most of the time they're up a couple scores at this point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Doug. You know, the play Carlini made a couple of minutes ago was just a super play. And again, championship teams, even though they haven't been in close ball games, in terms of rankings and pressure, I'm sure Coach Angeline makes sure that they're mentally in tune and mentally in every ball game all year.
The punt into the wind, not outstanding. UE will take over at the 45 of Corning East, and the UE fans are striking up the band and getting some dancing done. And over on the Corning East side of things, it's a little more melancholy at this point. Out of the wishbone, first down and 10. Marcus Wilson, right side, gets about 3 or 4 before he's brought down. He's down to about the 41 of Corning East. Second down and 7 coming up for UE. Very important possession for the Tigers. They want to burn some time off the clock, 5:44 to go. They lead by 2, second and 7. Paul Norris, the fullback, barreling his way up near first down yardage, up to the 35-yard line. He's about a yard short, but a fine run from Paul Norris, the fullback.
Well, they certainly needed that particular run at that particular time. You want to, at this time of the game, you want to squeeze that thing, and you want to get first downs. You just want the game to end.
Man, you got to worry about the speed to the outside of Shields and Wilson. Then they bring that guy at you.
Yeah.
On the fullback spot. That's no fun. Third down, a little more than a yard. Handoff Norris. He's got the first down and then some. Inside the 30-yard line to the 28 of Corning East.
Just a great effort that time. Again, they seem to be, they're running over the right side as far as Union-Endicott is concerned, and that's Matt Beers and Sean Allman. And those guys have done a great job all year, as has, you know, the offensive and defensive line for Union-Endicott.
All right, you said it before, gut check time, especially right now for the Corning East defense. They got to get this ball back for the O. Trailing by 2 points with 5:03 to go. There's Fran Angeline, UE coach on the sideline. His team looking in good shape, although they lead by only 2. First down and 10. With the ball at the 28-yard line of Corning East. Waters. Handoff, fullback Norris. He is in for the touchdown. Norris straight ahead, 28 yards in all, and Union-Endicott might have iced this one.
Well, I'll tell you, Doug, this is that dive play we talked about all year. And here's Norris. Just watch this effort right now. He goes 7 yards with somebody on his back into the end zone. Just a great run. Great run.
To attempt the conversion.
Matt Beers on for the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is, well, I have no signal yet. Those guys are standing with their hands in their pockets. I guess there's a flag on the play. Illegal procedure against UE. I'll wait for a signal. Those guys are keeping their hands warm. This is an important extra point, too. 20-12 UE with 4:38 to go. If they don't make this extra point, Corning East can still tie the game with 1 score. And a 2-point conversion.
Procedure called against the Tigers. Beers once again to attempt the conversion.
Here is that extra point, and he nails it.
Big one. You're absolutely right, Doug.
21-12 Union-Endicott. With 4:38 to go, Corning East is going to need 2 possessions to win this one. We'll take a break. We'll be back at Ty Cobb Stadium. There's your score, UE 21, Corning East 12. Doug Wright and Jack Toohey back at Endicott, New York's Ty Cobb Stadium. The kickoff from UE has gone out of bounds, and Corning East will, I guess, have an option of taking this thing to the 35.
Kind of looks that way.
Or are they going to kick it over again?
They may force them to kick it over, hoping to get a return out of it.
Oh, everybody's going back into position. They'll kick this thing again. 21-12. Union-Endicott on top by 9 after the 28-yard touchdown run from Paul Norris. It was at one time 14-6 UE, but Joe Morgan returned a fumble some 25 yards for a touchdown to make it 14-12. Corning East went for 2. They were denied. And then Union-Endicott has just taken a 9-point lead on the touchdown run by Paul Norris. So each of the starting running backs for UE has scored here, and the lead is 9. The next kickoff along on the ground, batted down, picked up by Dan Perillo, runs to the near sideline, tripped up, and down he goes after a very short return.
Carlini again, I think, Doug.
Either Carlini or Vlakovic. I think I saw 36. Or was it 39?
Nope, you're right. It was Vlakovic. And he's been all over tonight as well.
A lot of guys on the UE side of things that maybe we haven't called their name as much throughout the day that have had great games. Vlakovic is one of them. Steve Earle, the linebacker, well, we have talked about him. He's had an outstanding game at linebacker for UE. And take nothing away from these Corning East Trojans, who just played an outstanding football game throughout. They trail by 9 with 4:33 to go. Amos can throw, so this team can strike quickly. He's back to throw on this play. First down and 10. He steps up, finds some running room. He's going to keep it. Big pickup, and he's got a first down, it looks like. Very close to first down yardage across the 35 of Corning East. He needed a 36, and I'm not quite sure if he made it, but still a good gutty play to move out of the pocket. It'll be second down and 3. They're going to rule that his knee went down a little shorter than it appeared from up here. Still a good pickup of 7 by Amos. Expect to see a lot of him dropping back here with under 4 minutes to go and his team trailing by 9. Second and 3. Amos is back to throw. Quick hitter on the right side. He's got DiNardo for the first down. Dom DiNardo has the catch across the 40-yard line of Corning East. They'll stop the clock to move up the chains. 3:44 to go. There's another guy who's had a heck of a game, Dom DiNardo.
Well, that's for sure. I think with 3:44 to go, they got to start looking for a little bit more than 4 or 5 or 6 yards, but you also have to get the first downs, which they have.
They're moving it, but they need 2 scores, trailing by 9, 21-12. Amos under center. He has a snap. Back to throw, has time, fires over the middle, caught. And a good fight by Tony Rucco to pick up a couple extra yards after making the play, and he's about a yard short of another first down up near midfield. Shades of Mark Bavaro on that play.
Had Carlini on his back the whole way.
It's a tough effort. Now they're going to measure this one, as he got across midfield up near first down yardage. And this is a break of sorts because it stops the clock for Corning East as they bring out the chains so they can get a play or two called in the huddle here. And
well, that would be the thing that I'm looking at. The smart thing to do would be to get in the huddle and call a play, because once those chains go back to the other side, they crank the clock up, and you really don't gain that much.
And it appears that they are short on this one by a chain link or 2. It'll be a second down and short situation coming up for Corning East. But the downs and distance doesn't seem as important right now as the clock for Corning East. 3:06 to go. Trailing by 9.
Absolutely. They did. They call a play in the huddle. They'll be up there and they'll be ready to go. Not going to lose any time at all.
Good heads-up move. Second down and short, and the players are there waiting for the official to say, hey, let's go. And now they have. Clock starts to roll again, and Corning East is right there. Second down and less than a yard. Back to throw is Amos. Dumps one off on the right side. Out of the backfield is Kimball. He's got some room on the right sideline. Fights his way down to the 31-yard line of Union-Endicott. First down for Corning East, and they're going to move right up to the line of scrimmage. The clock is stopped as they move the chains up. Here's that one again.
Back, and again, the thing that they've been so successful with all night, backs out of the backfield. Super effort.
Worked well that time. Clock is stopped while they get the chains in place. 2:52 to go. And now they've tacked on a 15-yard personal foul at the end of the play. I didn't see this flag, but this is a big one. Personal foul against UE, and it'll tack on 15 more. It's a face masking call coming up against the Tigers, and it's going to cost them 15. 2:52 to go, and Corning East has the football just outside the UE 15-yard line. Amos, the quarterback, hands off right side. Not much on the play. They fight their way down near the 10-yard line. To Kimball, the ball carrier. Got a lot of mud on that jersey. It's hard to pick up the numbers.
He's done it all tonight, I'll tell you. Defensively and offensively. He's done a great job.
We've seen him down hurt a couple times. Saw him bounce back to make tackles right after being hurt. Tough, gritty character. 2nd down and 5 after the carry. Backs on the eye behind Amos. Pitch to the left side. Here's Perillo. He's got some room. Tries to turn the corner, but he's knocked down just as he crosses over the 10-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and short for a 1st down. But again, the clock moves with a little over 2 minutes to go. But you want to make sure you get that first score before you start worrying about the second one. You don't want to worry up too much here that you don't get this one. The ball's inside the 10. Barely. 3rd down and 4. Back to throw, Amos. Under pressure, rolls to his left, and down he goes. Tony Volakovic sacks him back at the 20-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Volakovic has been in his face all afternoon.
Volakovic busted in and made a big play, and this may just lock it up.
As we look at this, Volakovic starts out as the right side defensive end, takes an inside route, and he shows some great quickness, not allowing Amos to get outside of him.
Well, Corning East has decided to take a timeout with 4th down and 13 staring them right in the face. And they need to get this first one, or the 1st down at least, or chances are even slimmer than they are at this point. 1:27 to go. Corning East trailing by 9. They do need those 2 scores. They have to get one here and somehow get the ball back within field goal range to try to pull this thing out. A lot of ifs there.
They're out of timeouts now too, as well, Doug. They have to get inside the 6-yard line for a 1st down.
And they won't be able to stop the clock after this either. All right, you're going to expect Amos to go up top on this one.
I would think so. Maybe, again, back out of the backfield, maybe Kimball.
Fran Angeline's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his defense. They're up to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 13 for Corning East. Last chance time here. The officials getting things set, and here we go.
UE certainly looks like they think they're going to throw. They've taken Prussia, put him right in the middle.
Amos is going to throw, and he dumps it off on the left side. A flag on the play as the ball is intercepted. It's picked off by Hottenstein, but let's see what the call is. And by the reaction of the defensive back, I think the call is going to be against Union-Endicott. Eric's jumping up and down there. I think it's not going to go his way. And UE is upset. There are many defensive penalties that will result in an automatic 1st down for you. Defensive holding among them. Not in high school. Well, I'll scrap that comment then. A 4th and 13, maybe a pass interference will do it for you. That'll do it for you. All right. 21-12. UE with that 9-point lead, and the officials are sorting things out right now. And it is a pass interference call, so it will get them an automatic 1st down after all. So Corning East gets a break, 1:22 to go, 4th quarter. They will have a 1st down, and we'll see where they mark this one off. It'll likely be a 1st and goal. And they're marking it inside the 10. Inside the 5. at the 4-yard line. Pass interference against Union-Endicott. And Corning East has a first down and goal, trailing by 9 with 1:22 to go. They're at the 9-yard line, not the 4. Check out the 9-yard line. First down and goal. Back to throw. Fakes once. Now lobs one near side of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown. No. Yes, touchdown. The UE defenders are saying no, but they are giving him the touchdown. Now they're going to confer about it. Dom DiNardo had the grab. And yes, they're saying touchdown, Corning East.
Holy.
Seemed like they couldn't make their mind up for a moment down there. DiNardo came down with the ball. It appeared. One official signaled touchdown. Then they looked at it again and discussed it. And now they're saying touchdown, Corning East. We're going to see this one again, and we'll take a look and see if we can see what happened ourselves.
Here
it is.
Amos comes back. Here's the pump fake. Pump fakes, timing, break to the outside. Great catch. Touchdown.
Tough to see. Defenders right on top of the play, and they're trying to say, hey, we came down with the ball. That's not how the officials saw it. It seemed like 2 players had the ball at the same time.
Just about.
They're going to kick the extra point here down by 3, and it's good. So now it's 21-19. There is 1:08 to go, 4th quarter. Corning East has no timeouts. Expect an onside kick here, because if UE gets the ball, they won't have to really run any more than a fall down on the ball type of play and have to run the clock out. So Corning East will have to get the ball off this onside kick, or
well, I tell you something, you know, you just can't ever count Corning East out. Defensive lineman lumbers into the end zone for a score. Pass interference penalty gives him a second life. Touchdown. And now I think, personally, I think it's probably the most exciting play in football, the onside kick.
Well, you know it's coming. Brian Angelon, he knows it's coming. He's got his good hands people up front, the All-State crew. This thing's getting teed up by Chris Child. Now, a lot of times you see all the players go to one side of the field for an onside kick. So far, we haven't seen that. Maybe there'll be a shift. Child's getting ready. There's the kick. It's gone forward.
I don't think it went 10 yards.
I don't think it went 10 yards either. It didn't go 10 yards. UE says it has a football, and it does. When the ball never made the 50-yard line, has to go the necessary 10. UE falls on the football, and the Tigers have it with 1:04 to go. And it appears that UE is going to win this football game. They would just have to fall down on top of this thing at this point. With the time running under a minute left now, and Corning East out of timeouts. Outstanding effort from both football teams here tonight. But Union-Endicott is going to be going on to Cornell, unless something very unforeseen happens.
Well, they're not taking any chances.
No.
They have Wilson standing 15 yards back in case the ball were to be put on the ground. For some reason, they have somebody who can certainly run to make sure it doesn't go in for a touchdown.
Union-Endicott is going to pull this one out. 21-19, UE with a lead by 2. Now, I'm not sure if they even have to run off one more play. I think they do. Clock running down, 10 seconds, 9. And all they'll do is fall on this one and win the Section 4 Bowl 1 championship. They're counting it down.
Happy bunch of Tigers, Doug.
Union-Endicott pulls one out against Corning East. 21-19 the final score. The Trojans gave the Tigers all they could handle.
Boy, they sure did, Doug. Before the game, we talked about things that they had to do to win, and they did just about everything they had to, except we mentioned Shields, Norris, and Marcus Wilson. Wilson goes 61, Shields goes 77, Norris goes 28. There's 21 points. They stopped them almost as many times as they needed to.
Almost not enough for the Trojans of Corning East here tonight. Union-Endicott wins it 21-19. UE will go on to Cornell to meet the winner of Fort Jarvis and Monroe Woodbury. Will be going to Cornell with them. you'll be able to see that game right here on TV 12. A final thought on tonight's ball game, Jack?
It's, as you look at the graphic, it's 21-19, and it's one of those games it's really too bad that anybody has to lose. Union-Endicott, the champions that they are, you know, they made some adjustments at halftime. They came up with the big plays when they needed them, and I think they're going to be a great representative in the intersectional game at Cornell. I can't wait to go up there in that heated press box.
That game will be Sunday, November 19th, and we'll have it for you on TV 12. Once again, the final score of tonight's game. The Union-Endicott Tigers win the Section 4 Pole 1 championship. Each of the running backs scoring a touchdown here tonight. Marcus Wilson, Paul Norris, and Jarvis Shields. From my broadcast partner, Jack Toohey, I'm Doug Wright saying so long from Ty Cobb Stadium in Endicott. Again, the final score, Union-Endicott 21 and Corning East 19.